Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Toku Turnback. I'm your host, Stratos, and today we're going to be taking a look at episodes 16 through 20 of Gosei Sentai Dairanger. And man, the bulk of this episode will mostly be covering the appearance of the White Ranger. I think it was Kiba Ranger, right? Very, very mixed feelings. But before we get into that, we got the return of Kujiku, and that is honestly my favorite part of this show. The relationship of Green and Kujiku, Peacock Lady, Peacock Buddha, which is a weird thing to be saying. I don't know much of Chinese tradition or anything. But normally I don't see any Buddhas that have peacock feathers around my grandparents' house, so that could mean anything. I did like that story for what it was. I'm glad it didn't, entirely end the conflict between the two. It didn't completely resolve it. But it did kind of soften her heart, and I really enjoyed it. This is one of my favorite episodes this week, especially since, whole White Ranger debut. And can we all just agree that, Green's the new leader? Because Ryo hasn't done anything. And, anytime Green steps up to the plate, he does a far better job at leading the team. Or at least, he has that presence that you could tell that this guy is the leader. Because, Ryo's just been dicking around. I haven't gotten much of him outside of, oh, hey, he's Luke Skywalker. But, I don't know. I'm mostly disappointed in Red just because, I usually like Red Rangers. But Green is great. I like Green. Green's awesome, and I want to see more of his story, and I want to see him and Kujiku get together, even though there's a weird age thing I don't know. We've done weirder with the old man, was it Rin? Pink's grandpa, and that dancer girl. That was certainly something. Okay, let's move away from episode 16 because that was a great episode, and let's get to 17. And so we're met we are introduced to this kid who apparently skateboards so slow that he's able to fly. Not sure how that works, but hey, it's Tokusatsu, so anything goes. And he's a pretty big douchebag. I really, really don't like his introduction. He immediately gropes Pink and also steals her stuff. He sucks so bad. He moves in with her forcibly, and we're just supposed to be okay with it? Is Kiba Ranger supposed to be our self-insert character if you're a kid? 'Cause that's not okay to be groping someone and also just throwing their skirt up to check out their panties. That's not okay. And the fact that one of our main protagonists is actively who actively does this and is okay with it, I don't know. I just don't like it. And then the sword is hey man, actually the sword doesn't do anything. The Byaku sword doesn't really do anything outside of tell him not to use his powers just willy-nilly. Outside of that, yeah, go ahead. I guess he's okay with groping girls and, checking or lifting their skirts up. I don't know. That's just not okay to me. We're also introduced to this weird kid villain who is infinitely more interesting than the White Ranger right now, just because like not only is he interesting, he brought in some interesting elements of the show. Gorma are made from hate, and since he has such a strong hate for his parents, who is one of the main three Gorma, that was a pretty neat touch. I enjoyed that. I don't know, and his entire scheme has been running over the course of these 4 episodes, 17, 18, 19, and 20, and it's been pretty good. I mean, he got foiled this last episode on 20, and it turns out he was cross-dressing as a girl the whole time, which was kind of funny. And then White Ranger started wailing on him, because, I mean, with good reason, he was trying to make him hate his mother. And I think that might be somewhat the source of White Ranger's powers. The tattoo or branding. The tattoo or branding that his mother gave him as a child. And he also wants to turn White into his ally by making him hate so much that he becomes a Gorma. So I'm guessing that Gorma used to be human, and then with so much hate they become villains. I don't see a lot of hate in the main three, and the fact that, like, oh hey, Gorma leader guy, I know that there's a 6th Zord coming. I'm gonna do my best to stop it. Blah. And then he gets promoted to like the high ranking something. I don't know. It was all sort of Mobius just because the guy barely talked. And then he just gave him a pinwheel, and we're just supposed to be okay with it. All right, that's fine. I don't know. I really haven't been enjoying these episodes as much just because of the White Ranger and how he's been harassing Pink this whole time, and like he forcibly moves in and Pink's just okay with it. I mean, she's obviously not okay with being harassed, but the fact that she still puts up with it, and like, you know, if White's supposed to be a self-insert character and or just, you know, a protagonist in general, like a hero, there's some pretty despicable things to start doing, especially to like your teammates and just anyone in general. Don't do that, right? I mean, I don't know. He's a character I can't really get. I can get behind him sometimes. You know, he has a sympathetic backstory, but how he acts now, you know, I don't think I can get behind. If they get rid of his pervy nature, and I really, really want them to, because it's really annoying, then I think I'd be more okay with him. And then also, sometimes, like, the Tiger Sword lends his voice to the White Ranger, but sometimes he doesn't. I don't really understand why. I mean, I get that they want to conceal his identity. Actually, no, why do they want to conceal his identity? What's the point? Is it because he's a kid? I mean, he has no familial connections. Is there really a point to it? And I don't know, I'm just really confused. How public are they about their powers? And why does White need to keep his a secret? Does everyone know that the other Rangers are Rangers? This is also confusing, but I guess that's fine. I'm still, like, I haven't been enjoying it as much, but I'm still enjoying the series. I really hope to get to shift focus away from White after we get his Zord in the next episode. Also, this is getting a little weird in by way of how by way of like when I watched Power Rangers as a kid, and this is kind of around. I think the next episode is, you know, when we get the White Tiger Zord, and it'll be like a lot of. I was looking at the footage, or I was watching the show and kind of recognizing, at least the villains, some of the footage from this episode. I think one of them used to be like a purse monster in Power Rangers, but I'm not entirely sure. Either way, some things are sticking out to me a little more than others just because I think I've seen some of it before, But anyway, these episodes were weaker, especially coming off of the first episode of this chunk, the Return of Kujiku. Because that's some friggin' good stuff, man. That's some good stuff. And now White Ranger's here, and I don't like him. I don't know that his positives are able to outweigh his negatives at this point, but we'll see in the coming future. Anyways, guys, I think that's about it for my coverage on these few episodes. I know this episode's coming out late. I went to a convention with the rest of the Go Mango crew, so stuff just kind of, I don't know, I kind of lost track of time and wasn't able to record it until now, but hopefully now that everything's all back on track, we will be returning to the weekly schedule. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to tell me more about what you thought of Gosei Sentai Dairanger these past few episodes, why don't you tell me in the comments down below, and also subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. See ya.